Okay, I just lost footage because the video cut off, and I don't know if it's because I don't have enough storage space. That happens to me often. But anyway, I took a slab of clay, rolling pinned it out, and then I used the bottom of a bowl to create a base. And I'm just going to let that drop down onto the wheel. Hopefully it'll be flat enough. I can't thank you guys enough for buying me gifts for my birthday from my Amazon registry titled Pottery Journey under my name, Terry, T-E-R-R-I, Meredith, M-E-R-E-D-I-T-H. You guys got me this beautiful new turntable. I'm really excited about it. It's so sturdy. And I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I was basically just using a cake pan before. So I put this back on the registry in case anybody else would like to purchase it for me, because I do want to have about 3 or 4 by the time it's all said and done. I'm thankful for the one that I have, and trust me, as money permits, as time permits, you're going to see me build up to these, because this is beautifully sturdy. It spins very easily. You know, it's just really, really great. So this is where we're going to start. I've been watching a few videos on making coil pots while I was taking my break. And, you know, we're just going to see what happens. So I'm going to start with the scoring and the slip. And then I'm going to move this out of the way so I can make my first coil. I like to use the needle tool just so I can be sure that I'm getting in there pretty deeply. I'm going to push this out of the way just so I can go ahead and create the coil on this table. I'm rubbing this with my hands to feel if there's any clay dust or particles that are thick. I want to rub my hand over a smooth surface. And that's smooth enough. So I don't know how much to use just yet, but we're going to learn as we go. I'm going to learn as I go. You're going to watch me learn. I want to keep my coils pretty thick to allow me to go in and trim once the time comes. I actually need more room, so I'm gonna have to, this is a heavy turntable, sturdy, it's beautiful. But I need to move it out of the way for a moment so I can roll forward with greater ease. I'm doing this really timidly because I don't want to rattle this table where 3 sisters 1 fro is, and for some reason I didn't roll between my hands well enough for me to do it with ease. It's coming out like a taquito shape instead of a coil, and I don't know how I'm going to remedy that. I might have to start all over. Yeah, this is not working. Compacting it into a ball again. I think that'll do. And I'm going to score this. There's an end that's a little more narrow, so I'm going to lay this in biggest end first. Oh, I need to slip and score this too. Don't worry about the dust, y'all. I got on my birthday apron. Okay, this coil is cooperating a lot more than the first one did. Thank God. And as soon as I said that, I lost my groove. Lost it. Just freaking lost it. And all this happened. Look at that. Look at that. Compacting it in my palm so I can start over. Why is it so difficult for me to roll coils, y'all? I'm out here struggling. I don't know if I'm applying not enough pressure, too much pressure. I don't know. Damn, this struggle's real. I would really like to get uniform coils so that I can ensure that this building is going to go the way I need to. And for some reason, y'all, this is challenging for me. I'm trying to press out this shape that I'm starting to create. Maybe if I do it little by little and pull it forward, it'll start to do what I need it to do. I don't know. Like I said, if nothing else, this clay journey, this pottery journey, it teaches you patience. It teaches you to consider your actions. It teaches you to analyze your process and to immediately try new approaches. And I think, on the whole, we probably don't do that enough, in general. Something's going wrong at work. It just literally translates into, I'm having a messed up day and this day ain't gonna get any better. And sometimes we just might need to slow down, analyze, and figure out a different approach so that we can save what needs to be saved. Because I'm gonna tell you, that worked. Just slowing down, it's not perfect. I still see a bit of a seam, but it's not a seam that concerns me. Overall, this coil is now rolling a lot more nicely than it was. Just because instead of trying to go the whole distance in one shot, I decided to slow down and examine the kinks in the one area that were affecting the whole. So yeah, that's better. So I think what I'm going to do is score on this side since it does have the seam. That's what makes sense to me. Whether it's the right thing to do, who knows? A better sculptor than me or a pottery person, because they've probably been through this 1,000 times and know exactly what works and what doesn't. I, however, do not. I'm playing it by ear. In this case, playing it by hand, playing it by feel. You know what? They said not too much slip, so I'm going to listen for that part. Go ahead and pull this back in. Now this one I want to set further outside. That I do know. So I'm taking and pressing it in gently, but making sure that I'm turning it around and keeping it as uniform as possible. One issue that I have that is going to present a problem for me once I get on the wheel steadily, and I know this already, I see it happening, is that I'm still intimidated enough by the clay that I let it be the boss of me. So if I feel any little give, I will pull back instead of push back. And that's why things go wonky with me, because instead of letting my body and my hands make this clay insist upon doing, or insist upon this clay doing what I want, I start pulling back and buckling in, and I just become very cowardly. For me, I feel like it may have something to do with when I try to roll straight across. I feel like I have better results when I go down at a bit of an angle, like guide my fingertips towards the table as opposed to just trying to roll straight up. But that could be wrong too. Like I said, I'll have to feel. I feel the clay conforming right now and getting better on this end, and I'm not pushing my fingers downward. But this end is pretty much a lost cause. This one right here. You can see where it shelves off. This is a coil. Right to here is not. I can see where the indentation happens. So I figure best thing to do is slice this. That lisp took over. I was trying to be all Shakespearean and say sliceth that which doth offend me. But the lisp said, not today. She's not going to use that today. I don't know how to cut things. You know that? Have you noticed that? I don't know how to cut so that it makes sense. I just start chopping away and then realize I've cut something too short or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. All part of the process. I'm just smush this down and make it freaking work. And that's how that goes. All right. I don't know whether to go up or down with this. I'm gonna go up. I don't know if I'm doing this right. You may be noticing the issue I told you about, where I let the clay boss me. If you saw my top fingers jumping, that's a prime example of me letting the clay boss me. These fingers should be still, and I should just be joining this and bringing it up, not allowing this right hand to push up my left hand. And that's really something I'm going to have to get a hold of and get under control if I don't want to spend months in fetal position crying on the floor once I get my pottery wheel, because it is all about showing the clay who's boss to a degree, you know. In some instances, clay is going to do what it wants to do, but it shouldn't be to that degree, like how I do. So right now what I'm focusing on is keeping my left hand completely still while I press up with this right hand, not allowing the clay to move my finger on my left hand at all, or my palm. Just forcing the clay to do my bidding. And one of the other hard things for me to do is not press inward with my left hand. It's very difficult for me to use this hand as a wall. I want to press against the pressure I'm creating from the inside instead of just creating a wall, a point for the impact to go up against, brace into, but not be able to manipulate. All of this is difficult for me. I don't know why. It just is. When I realize things like this about how I function creatively, it always makes me wonder, what exactly is the parallel for my life? What do I allow to move me when I shouldn't? When I should be unyielding? When no matter what type of pressure comes, I should just be a wall against it so it knows you can't go any further than I allow you to? That's something I'm gonna have to ponder, because I don't know. I automatically want to yield. I'm thinking this because I don't like confrontation. Now, people who know me will be like, are you kidding? No, I don't like confrontation. I feel that confrontation is necessary to getting accurate communication. So yes, if something bothers me about something you said or did, I'm going to ask you about it, because I need to find out what your perspective is. I need to find out where your head was. I need you to understand how I took it. Maybe you didn't intend for me to take it that way, but you meant exactly what you said. Or maybe you used the wrong terminology and weren't even aware of it. So I do feel that confrontation is necessary to getting concise clarification in your communication. So like I said, it makes me curious to know, like, what is pushing you right now in your life where you don't want to be pushed, and why won't you hold firm? Because if you have difficulty doing it with something as simple as this, something that has no will of its own, has a memory, clay definitely has a memory, but it has no absolute will of its own. I should be able to make more things happen, but I'm not. So yeah, I'd be curious to know, what other areas does that happen to you in? What other areas do you allow that to happen to you in? All right, so this is how it's building out slowly but surely. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to cover up my slip. I'm going to put this in a bag so that it does not dry out while I take this break. And we are clocking out at 1 hour and 7 minutes. And quite honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything else. It's 9:54 now. I'll probably play with a few more coils before I go to bed. Maybe just about 2. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe just about 2. I'm just going to go ahead real quick and serrate this because it's going to need to be cleaned up, you know, considerably. This is still a building stage. And I'm going freestyle, which they really pretty much strongly advise against. They say that, you know, you should have a template, and you should be making sure that you're molding it to your will. I don't have a template. I did not want to take time to create a template. And, you know, I'm probably going to pay for that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not angry at it at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. It's looking okay. I mean, I can see bulges and inconsistencies. I can see where, you know, I started to widen out right here, and it's not necessarily even. This is probably really stupid what I'm getting ready to do, but I just want to do it. Now that may work against me because I just felt like I needed slip there, but it may be weakening that hold to the point where it's going to collapse. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. All right. That's where I stopped for now. Maybe I'll be back. Maybe I won't. Either way, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. And we'll talk later. Peace.